God's Word warns of three kinds of false figures who would continually plague the true church, and history bears this out. These were foretold to grow worse at the end. This perhaps greatest of threats arrived, but almost none have recognized it. False prophets, false apostles, and other false teachers were to appear and deceive the unsuspecting among God's people throughout the Christian era. Again, the problem was to worsen in the last days and would include false Christs. Of course, all offices can be occupied by men who are false. Paul records a second crucial element in 2 Timothy 3:13, and it's the key. Do not miss what is additional instruction to those paying attention. These modern false leaders are also described as seducers. This means their techniques are clever, cunning, hypnotic, disarming, seductive. I ask, with all the warnings in God's Word about false leaders, why are so many among God's people content to accept without question what they are hearing? Do not miscalculate about what is occurring around you. These men are extremely good at what they do. Having had decades to hone their lethal craft, many of them are virtually wizards with words who seemingly can cast a spell on their unthinking audiences. In fact, the incredible deceit and boldness of some of these men almost defies description. Frankly, I can show you in crystal clear fashion, this is where I wish I had more time, that Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul, James, Jude, Jesus, and even John the Baptist spoke explicitly of this prophecy. I'm 100% sure. I know exactly, jot and tittle, exactly how God is going to do this. He said things in such explicit detail. I've taken it by half a dozen ministers, and none of them can see even the slightest chink in the description. I know the order of events. I know exactly what happens when, to whom, and why. All of the how God is going to do this. I posted 24 reasons last night. I have 32 more reasons, many of them more powerful than the ones I posted, why this prophecy has to be seen as on this year. You see if you believe God would let this message be wrong. Do you think God would let me or anybody in my role foul that up? First of all, it's almost axiomatic that if God has waited 3,000 years and He's now reveals the prophecy for the first time, no one knew it, including Zerubbabel, it couldn't mean He wants to wait longer. How obvious is that? It's very, very difficult, brethren, knowing what's at stake, to step out and declare the year. It's much safer for me personally and frankly for the whole church, because I know if the year is wrong, we're going to have people bolt from this church like rabbits in a thunderstorm. They'll throw the truth, government, church, work, college, literature, everything out the window, wham, just like that, if I got this wrong. there is a group of men in that generation upon whom would come all the righteous blood back to Abel and Zechariah. 3 men alive today who will probably die very soon